assistant to the president. John, good to have you with us. You know, what do you make of the reaction? A lot of people were unhappy with that comment that you made yesterday and felt like you were, you know, telling people that they were nuts or that they didn't know what they were seeing with their own eyes.
No, not at all, Martha. That's the farthest thing that I would ever do. I was simply reiterating what the FBI and what the Department of Homeland Security have relayed to us about what they've been able to corroborate. And we haven't been able to corroborate everything. I said many of the corroborated sightings have turned out to be piloted aircraft. I didn't say all of them, and what I said was those are the ones we were able to corroborate. There's certainly ones that we have not been able to, and we don't know the answer to it. And I strongly recommend that for folks that are seeing these things and documenting them, to share that as they can with the Department of Homeland Security and the FBI.
All right, well, let's do that. Let's share it with you.
Ooh-wee! John Kirby, the White House, the Biden administration, they are all absolutely getting lit up right now for lying to the American people about these drones that are floating over New Jersey, New York, Pennsylvania, and hell, over half of America. They're flying over all types of military bases as we speak right now. Now, of course, the White House came out. We haven't heard from Biden directly, but John Kirby came out on his behalf and basically tried to say that there's no evidence that this was even really an issue. And I mean, this is a month and a half after this story broke, and we got so much evidence. We've heard from the military, FBI, and you name it. They came and tried to downplay the situation and kind of even pretended like it wasn't even a situation at all. Well, that was a huge, huge, huge mistake. And they effed around and found out, and now they're changing their tune. Ladies and gentlemen, they are on their third different story within the last 2 days. You might remember they originally came out, said they were aware of the issue and that Biden had been briefed on the issue and what have you. Then they came out and said it wasn't an issue at all. Now they're saying, oh yeah, well, sorry, it is an issue, but we just don't really know anything about the issue. We don't know what to do. We don't know what the hell is going on. So John Kirby has been on the news getting absolutely pressed. You can tell he's getting nervous. It's just crazy because the internet went absolutely ballistic after the White House tried to downplay this situation. And you can tell that because of the public backlash, they've tried to change their narrative again. And of course, this comes after last night there were, or depending on when you're watching this video, it may be a different day, but there were 2 different reported drone crashes in New Jersey. Now, one was confirmed. They claim it was just a civilian drone. The other one, they say they can't find any evidence of a crash, although there were multiple witnesses at Lowe's that say they saw a drone crash into the power lines and then fall into a field. So they're still in the field at the time of this recording looking for the wreckage of that drone, if it even exists. But I think that the Biden administration and the White House are realizing, hey, it's only a matter of time before one of these things come down. We can't sit here and pretend this isn't a problem. You know, we tried that and it didn't work. The internet did not receive it well. There was too much backlash. So now they're changing their tune. But I want to go ahead and roll this clip so you can listen as John Kirby gets pressed and changes his tune about this whole entire situation. But at the same time, still acts as if they know nothing about it, which is kind of terrifying when you really think about it, that our president and the White House has no idea what's going on here, supposedly, allegedly. But let's go ahead and roll this clip, and then I'll be right back with more.
Do you know and you can't say? Can you tell me that?
No, I'm telling you, Martha, I'm telling you, we don't
You
know.
don't know.
We
Let me ask you this.
corroborate every single sighting. Some of them we have, not all of them, and we're working hard to do that. We know people are afraid of it. We know people have concerns. We have those same concerns.
Yeah, because
But
they're
what I
flying over
can
your
tell
house, and it sounds
Of
like there are
course.
motorcycles landing on your roof.
Of
so
course.
let me ask you this. One, person who watched this online said they think it's a Pterodynamics Transwing Drone XP4, which is being developed by the U.S. Navy as a recon and logistics drone capable of picking up and dropping off packages between land and moving ships in high seas and winds. You know, they're suggesting it's an American company. We asked the company. They said we can't speculate on the origin of the drones that are flying over New Jersey. So is that an avenue that has been inspected? You know, is this a private company that is practicing something? And wouldn't they have to clear something with somebody to have this kind of activity?
It could very well be, as I said, these could be commercially developed drones of some kind.
Why not just take one down and figure out what's going on?
Well, the idea of taking something down, again, you want to worry about public safety. First of all, we don't have enough conclusions to take that kind of a policy action. But let's just assume for a minute, Martha, that we did. I mean, you're not going to want to shoot something down where it could hit somebody's house or hurt somebody.
Well, the Coast Guard says that there are 30 of them following one of their ships in the ocean. So would that work?
I mean, again, we have to develop the policy options based on what we know we're dealing with here, and we just don't know enough to make those to take those kinds of actions. But my goodness, we're going to do everything we can to find out, and we're going to share as much as we can. I understand it's frustrating for folks.
Yeah.
It's frustrating for us. We want to know as well.
What does President Biden say about it?
He also has tasked the team to look into this and to be energetic in doing it to try to get answers. He saw some of these images yesterday. He has talked to his team, including his top leaders, including at the Defense Department.
And Have you called in like AI experts or said, like, why don't we ask Elon Musk what he thinks, or, you know, brought in outside experts?
We're working really hard right now inside in the interagency, and certainly supporting the FBI and DHS as they investigate this. And if we need to have additional conversations with people outside the lifelines, we certainly will do that. But I want to make sure I don't get ahead of the investigators and what they're doing.
It just seems weird. I mean, people, you know, they're low. They fly fairly low, some of these. It just, I think, is amazing that the White House has no idea what's going on. I think that makes people feel really unsettled. In New Jersey, they sent out an intelligence bulletin, I should say, issued in December of 2024 with recommendations for encountering downed UAVs. And it says a downed or landed drone should not be approached. It says, request hazardous materials response unit or local hazmat team. And then it says, request the nearest bomb squad. Do you agree with those recommendations if one of these things comes into someone's house or lands in their yard, or they have to deal with it?
Yeah, look, I haven't seen that directive, but all that makes perfect sense to me as a former military person. If something like an aircraft of any kind lands in your backyard or close to you or your family, call the authorities. Don't approach it. You don't know what it is, and you don't know what kind of fuel might be on board. You absolutely should just call the authorities. Make sure you report it. Don't go near it. Don't touch it. You don't want to get hurt.
Oh, hold up. Wait, let's get the story straight here, right? Let's get John Kirby's story straight, because when we last heard from you, there was no evidence that this was an issue. This isn't a problem. People are crazy. Nothing's happening here. But now all of a sudden we hear from you literally a day later, and now all of a sudden, oh yeah, we're taking this threat, we're taking this issue very seriously. Biden has tasked the team to look into this very energetically, or whatever he said. So isn't it funny how quickly the story changes? We heard from you yesterday, and there's no evidence that this is happening. Then we hear from you today, and all of a sudden, oh yeah, we're taking this so seriously. What? Why would you task a team to look into something if there's nothing there like you claimed yesterday? So they're quickly changing their story because they are completely full of crap. And we already know that. But when I'm watching this, half of me wonders, okay, are y'all aware of what this is and you're just lying? Are you just lying? You kind of even hope. Like, you don't want to be lied to, but you kind of hope, like, hey, please, for the love of God, I hope you know what this is, and this problem is under control, and you're just not telling us what's going on here. Like, you know what I mean? But looking at the people in charge, right, or the people who are supposedly in charge, looking at John Kirby, do you really think that they're really qualified to handle stuff like this? I mean, I don't know. Because half of me believes, okay, they're just full of it and they're lying, they know what's going on. But half of me believes, yeah, Y'all really are this stupid. You really are this incompetent. And there's enough people, either you or the people around you, that absolutely hate America, that even if they're not involved in something like this, they would turn a blind eye towards it because they despise everything about America. So I don't think it's far-fetched either way. I don't think it's far-fetched to believe that the government is aware of what's going on and that's why they're downplaying it. And I don't think it's far-fetched to believe that we just have a bunch of idiots on our hands. And I kind of am leaning towards we have a bunch of idiots on our hands and other countries are taking advantage of that. That's what I'm leaning towards, but you let me know what you're leaning towards down in the comments below. While you're down there, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe, ring that notification bell, and I'll talk to you all very, very soon in the next video.